أشراف مطلوب وطالبه لله أكرام من يمشي على قدم. العلم نور مبين يستضيء به أهل السعادات والجهال في الظلم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين ما بعد. So this is the, we've only got two topics from our muqarrar left inshallah, and we're going to finish them today bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And those two topics are, in reality, it's everything that we've already studied, okay? It's just from a different angle. So what we're going to study is mirathu dhawil arham, the inheritance of family members that have not been given a fard, that have not been given a specified portion, and family members who have not been, family members are of two types: ashabul furud and asaba. صح? But are they the only relations that a person has? Are they the only connections that a person has? لا. So there's ashabul furud, okay? Okay, and that's a nis, for example, a thuluth, thuluthan, a sudus, rubu', and so on. Right? They're your family. Then you've got asabat. Asabat are those people who haven't been given a specific portion, lakin they always take baqi. For example, the father at times, the brother, the brothers, ibn, all of these people have been given or have not been given a specified portion, lakin they're called the asaba, and they're often the male relatives. Okay? Then the third are those that are dhawul arham, and they are those that what? What's the definition on that, Abdullah? كل قريب لا يرث بفقد ولا بتعصيب. طيب ولا بالفقد أو بالتعصيب. So these ذوي الأرحام are everybody, كل قريب, every relative of yours, لكن doesn't inherit with a fard or a asaba. Every relative of yours that doesn't inherit with a fard or asaba. Who can give me an example? Excellent. So for example, bint, the daughter of your daughter, okay? She is not from the ashab al-furud, she hasn't been given a certain portion, nor is she from what? Nor is she from the asaba, okay? So if we came across, in the past, if we came across a mas'ala that said ibn or ibn, bint, طيب, ibn, which one of the two is going to inherit? Bint ibn is going to inherit, okay? The daughter of your son is going to inherit, and she's going to get what? The daughter of your daughter doesn't get anything. Is that understood? So the first thing that we need to understand is who they are. Then the second part of the class, inshallah, we're going to move over to hajb. Hajb you already know. We're only going to study the principles related to it. But you already know. Just like you knew who to give it to here, you already know who to give it to when we get to al-hajb. طيب. No. So there are three jihad, or three directions that أصحاب الفروض or أصحاب ذوي الأرحام are from. جهة الأولاد، جهة الأب، and جهة الأم. Is there any other way that you can be related to a person? You're either related to a person through your parents or your children. خلاص. Is there any other way that you can think of? خلاص. Your brothers. What about the Hawashi? You're related to them through your parents. You're related to them through your parents. طيب. So basically, everyone who is related to you from your children's side, from your father's side, or from your mother's side, that is who comes under ذوي الميراث and ذوي الأرحام. They literally mean they're connected to you from through your womb, through the womb, or through a womb. So they're connected to you in that way. Who can give me other examples? Bint, what else? Let's go for start. So we say bint, for example. Bint. She's your offspring, صح? طيب. Ab. Excellent. Amma. From the beginning to now, have you ever seen, or did we ever come across Amma as a person that's going to inherit? No. Does that mean your Amma is not related to you? لا. طيب. Who else can come from your father's side? Khala. لا. Khalatul Ab. Basically, everyone from your father's side. Your father's grandmother, is she not a relative to you? Your father's auntie. Your father's auntie's auntie. صحيح, it's stretching out a bit. Like if there's no one left, مثلا, if a person dies and he leaves behind no أصحاب الفروض and no عصبة, who is more worthy of giving, who has more of a right to be given the wealth, the bint, the daughter of your daughter, or بيت المال المسلمين, the Muslim treasury? Of course, bint. She's closer to you, and she has more of a right to the wealth than anyone else. That's why in the books of fiqh you will find وهو أولى به or وهي أولى به. يعني she's more deserved of being given the mal. طيب. What about the جهة الأم? ها؟ خالة صحيح. خالة خال بنت خال someone said جدة جد صحيح جد grandfather لا إخوة لأم أولاد إخوة لأم. You know the إخوة لأم, what did we give him? Sudus or Thuluth. Have we ever come across, or have we come across أولاد إخوة الأم? Their children, because their children don't come into the أصحاب الفروض, nor do they come into the عصبات, لكن they come into what? ذوي الأرحام. ذوي الأرحام. Okay, so these are the jihad, the directions, the possible directions that you can be related to someone through, other than the asaba, obviously, other than the asaba. طيب. نعم. طيب. The next مسألة, is that understood, yeah? Okay, تفضل. ها؟ Here? بنت؟ لا, what is this? بنت خالة, sorry. بنت al-khal. Is that understood? طيب. The next mas'ala you'll see on the mudhakkira is there's a mas'ala called at-tanzil. In ilm al-fara'id, it's to do with Dhawul Arham, they have at-tanzil. At-tanzil literally means to place or to bring them down to. نزل به روح الأمين. طيب. So this means that if you wanted to give bintul bint something, what would you give her? صح, we've said that they're going to inherit. Although they're not asaba and although they're not what? Ashabu al-furud. So we said they're going to inherit, صح? Hence the whole bab, Dhawul furud, Dhawul arham. But what are they going to inherit? This is where the scholars say bitanzil, meaning they go into the place or the position of the person that connected them. They go into the position of, or they take the position of that person that connected them, that is between them and the deceased. Mathalan, for example, you've got a that's you. You've got a bint. I'm just going to delete, erase this for a bit. طيب. Ahmed طيب. From this diagram, or from these people, who is Ashabul Fard or Sahibul Fard, who is a Asaba, and who is none of them? Salma will be Sahibul Fard. That's obviously her father, so he's going to be Asaba, he's going to take. طيب. Hind, huh? Arham, Dawul Arham. طيب. So bitanzil, at-tanzil, the meaning is, if Ahmed dies and he leaves behind no one, literally there's no one in his family other than Hind, there's no daughter of his, direct daughter of his, Salma, who is a person that gets a nisf or thuluthan. Therefore, Hind literally occupies the land of Salma. So we're going to what? Get rid of Salma. What does it mean if the badal and the mubaddal, this is the badal, for those of you that study nahwa. What happens to Hind? She goes up a level. Huh? She takes the position of Salma. Right. What does she get then if he dies in this situation? Nisf, sahih, nisf, and the rest of the mal. Exactly. Why does she get that though? There's no one else, and bitanzil, and there's no one else, because Hind would have got, Salma would have got that anyway, sah? That's what Salma would have got. So the meaning of tanzil is that you put them in the position of the person that connected them and the deceased. That's jihatul, from the jihatul awlad. Jihatul ab, for example, right? Jihatul ab. So you've got Ahmed that passes away. Right? His father is who? Give me a name. Zayd. His amma, give her a name. Hind. Right. What is the relationship between Ahmed and Hind? Amma, that's his amma. Right. So Ahmed, obviously Zayd passed away about 20 years ago. Ahmed passes away today. Ahmed passed away midday today. And he leaves behind no one but a amma. What is the relationship between them? Amma. Right. If you look in the Quran and the Sunnah, you won't find inheritance for the amma. Is that understood? So what should we do here? We do tanzil. We put the amma in the place of The father, the Abu Ahmed, the father of Ahmed. So put Hind here. What is she going to inherit? Huh? She becomes Asaba, sah? So if she's the only one, she's going to inherit what? She's going to inherit the wealth. طيب. Why did we put her in the father's position? She's the one that. Why did we put her in the father's position? She's related through the father. The ab connects them. صحيح. طيب. A person, same diagram. Ahmed, his mother's name is Salma. He's got a khala called Hind. Salma, obviously his mother has passed away. Because if his mother was there, we wouldn't look at anyone else. Ahmed, he himself obviously passes away. Don't forget, because it's his mal that is being inherited. So obviously it must mean he must have passed away. So Ahmed, before dying, Lakin, he did not have any relatives apart from, he had no relatives apart from Hind. And Hind is his what? His khala, his maternal auntie, sah? His khala. طيب. Khala doesn't have a specific portion in the Quran or in the Sunnah, not with a fard and not with a asaba. So what do we do now? We put her in the position of his mother. Why though? Because the middle woman, in this case, between Hind and Ahmed is who? Is So we give her We give her, depending on who else is left. Depending who else is left. So let's say there's no one else left, she gets Jami'ul Mal. If there's no one else left. If there is someone else left, we're going to see inshallah in the next mas'ala. Any questions so far? Can I rub this out? Gone. Now, so for example, Ahmed here and مثلا Yusuf. Mum. طيب. So she's the khala. Ahmed's khala is where? Yusuf's mum. طيب. So obviously Ahmed's mum's out of the picture. طيب. These two, what's the relationship between Yusuf and Ahmed? They're first cousins through their mothers. طيب. Yusuf's mum's also passed away. Ahmed qadarullah gets in a car crash. طيب. He leaves behind who? The only relative that he has is what? Yusuf. The only relative alive that Ahmed left behind is Yusuf. Yusuf is not Ashab al-Furud, nor is he from the Asaba. He's related to him from the mother's side. He's first cousin from his mother's side. Right. Who connects Ahmed, who's not here? But if Ahmed, who connected them? Which Ahmed's mum. Right. What do we do now? Khalas. We put Yusuf here. ننزله منزلة الأم. We put him in the position of the mother. Khalas. However further you go down. So you look at the person that connected them. The person that connects the Dhawul Arham, the person that is still alive, and the one that passed away. We look at the one that connected them. And once you find out the one that connects them, you just simply put him in his position. Yusuf having no other relatives that are also related to Ahmed. We're going to see that. Because sometimes there could be 3 of Yusuf's siblings. In that case, 3 of Yusuf's siblings share the wealth. Because like Yusuf, let's say he had another brother called Muhammad. Is Muhammad closer to Ahmed than Yusuf? They're both brothers. So Ahmed and Muhammad, Ahmed and Yusuf are both related to Ahmed. So we're going to see that in the next chapter anyway, or in the next mas'ala. طيب. There are three masail that, there are three ahkam that that they have. The very first one is what? ذوي الأرحام لا يفضل طيب. I'm only writing fast because it's all on the mudhakkar that you have. The next masala is with the ذوي الأرحام. Remember a qaida that we've studied on a few occasions, or we've had from the beginning. للذكر مثل حظ الأنثيين. Therefore, the male gets two portions of, gets double than female. That's if they're what? If they are on the same level. If they are on the same level. And that is only applicable with brothers and sisters and sons and daughters. Children and brothers and sisters. And obviously some of the fuqaha add, or the majority of the fuqaha add the husband and the wife. The father and the mother. Right. Lakin with ذوي الأرحام, there's no such thing. There's no للذكر مثل حظ الأنثيين. So مثلا, that example now, that example that we had just now, we had Ahmed here, right? And we had a mum here and a mum here. صح? Yusuf. Let's say Yusuf has a sister called Wahind. Yusuf Wahind. Yusuf and Hind. Right. This mother passed away. She's passed away ages ago. Ahmed is the one who is now passed away, who has no relatives but Yusuf and Hind. How many relatives has he left behind? And how are they related to him? Through the mum. They're first cousins through the mum's side. طيب. Yusuf and Hind now, they're the only ones that are going to inherit Ahmed. Normally, if Yusuf and Hind were brother and sister, what would it have been? للذكر مثل حظ الأنثيين. Yusuf would have got double what Hind would get. So we would say, for example, Asl Masala is from 3. 2 to Yusuf and 1 for Hind, right? Lakin with here, with Dhawul Arham, we're not going to apply that. We're going to say they each share the mal equally. So we split it into 2, give 1 to Hind and 1 to Yusuf. That is the first mas'ala. That is what? The very first mas'ala. So for example, another example. Ahmed passes away. His mum obviously passed away. Like she has a brother and a sister. Wahid called Ali and another called Hind. Like, they're brother and sister. What is the relationship between Ali and Ahmed and Hind and Ahmed? Akhwal. Khala and Khal. صح? Khal and Khala. طيب. In this case, obviously his mom's passed away. He passes away. Like he leaves behind a fortune. Who inherits him? The only two that are left of his family. His uncle from his Khal and his Khala. His Ali and Hind. Like Ali and Hind, when they're going to inherit now, they're going to inherit what? They're going to, so if he left behind 10k مثلا, each takes 5. So this is a hukum that is specific to Dhawul Arham. Is that understood? Who can tell me a group of people that were exactly the same as that? Excellent. Huh? Maternal? No. Before you came with a new group of people. القريب يحجب البعيد مع اتحاد الجهة. اتحاد الجهة. طيب, this next qaida means, or this next hukum means, the person that you're related to through your mother's side, the one that is qareeb blocks out the one that is further than him. For example, your amma, طيب, your amma and your father's amma. So your father's here, Zayd مثلا, and you're here. طيب, Zayd, he's got an he's got an amma. Zayd has got an auntie, and Zayd has got a sister. Zayd has got an auntie and he's got a sister. طيب, Ahmed here passes away. Obviously Zayd passes away. Ahmed passes away. Who's closer to you? Your auntie or your father's auntie? Your auntie is closer to you. Although they are coming from the same jiha, they're coming from the same direction, they're both coming at you from your father's side, but one is your father's uncle or auntie, amma, and one is your amma. طيب. So simple. Who is closer to Ahmed? His Zayd it was, isn't it? So Zayd, who's closer to him, is ukht shaqiqa or his auntie? Ukht shaqiqa. So that is the meaning behind this qaida. So if you as Ahmed leave behind an auntie and you leave behind the what? Your grandmother, your amma, your father's amma, for example, coming from that direction, or this is amma shaqiqa, and then you have amma li'ab. Okay, so your father has two sets of sisters. There's shaqiqat, there's one that is a shaqiqa with your father, and there's one that is ukht li'um, to your father. They're both related to you, sah? And they're both your aunties, right? Lakin, who is closer to you? Shaqiqa. So because they're coming at you from the same direction, the one that is closer takes all the wealth or inherits. Remember when we were talking about jihatul asaba? Jihatul asaba. Who was closer to you? Your akh shaqiq or akh li'ab? Akh shaqiq. Same here. If they're coming at you from the same direction, then the one that is closer takes the inheritance. Is that understood? However, let's say there's no or amma here. Zayd is the father, so he's the one that connects you, yeah? But you've also got So that's your father and your mother, sah? Your father's got a sister and your mother's got a sister. Let's give her a name, Salma. طيب. What is the relation between Ahmed and Salma? Khala. Your mum's sister is your what? Your khala, your maternal auntie. And your dad's sister is what? Khala, amma. Your dad's sister is your amma. طيب. Obviously your mother and father out of the picture. So the second part of the qaida is وَلَا يَحْجُبُهُ مَعَ اخْتِلَافِ الْجِهَةِ. طيب. The direction of your father and the direction of your mother, are they not two different directions? Khalas. Because they're two different directions, no one from here blocks anyone and no one from here blocks anyone. So what do we do here? Your amma, apply the tanzil. She goes into your father's shoes. Salma, your auntie, goes into your mother's shoes. Khalas. So it's as if you've been left behind an and an ab. Yeah? Your amma can't say, listen, that's my brother's son, therefore I inherit everything. Nor can your khala say, listen, that's my sister's son, so I inherit everything. Rather, they both go into the shoes of your father and the shoes of your mother, and they inherit accordingly. They inherit accordingly. Go on. Naam. So your mother's got an auntie here. Let it be a amma or a khala. Khalas. Go back to the first part of the qaida. نعم, I think, yeah, let me go back to it. Like in this one, in that case, so the question, which is a very good question, is we've understood that if Salma and this shaqiqa of your father, they're on the same level, aren't they? So in this case, what happens? Naam, they both inherit because they're on the same level. However, the sister says, what if Amma, like there's no sister of your father, like in there's no sister of your mother, like in there's her auntie. Okay? Based on the qa'idah, the Amma or the Khala also comes into the shoes of the mother. Based on the qa'idah, because they're both what? Two different jihas. So the Amma technically can't block this person. Is that understood? Yeah? No, there's no daraja with these people, with the Dawul Miraf, because they're connected to you from Rahim, related. Right? Like, and I'll go back to that again. Like, based on the qa'idah, this is what it shows. Right? And the third is what? The third hukum is that what? They don't ينزلون لا ينزلون الأزواج. لا ينزلون الأزواج إلى الحظ الأقل. طبعا the wording on the مذكر is different. Like it's the same thing. طيب, the next mas'ala is that if there is if there is a ذوي الأرحام, your amma, your bint, for example, if you've got a bint, she doesn't decrease the azwaj from the higher inheritance that they would get, the higher rate to the lower rate. Zawj gets what? Either what or what? Nisf or rubu'. Zawja, rubu' or thumun. Say you leave behind bint ibn, afwan. Bint ibn. What does the zawj get if he's left with her? Rubu'. What does the zawja get if she's left with her? Huh? Thumun. طيب. However, if you leave behind bintul bint, the zawj stays on his half. He can't be decreased to a fourth. And the zawja takes her higher rate of what? Rubu', a fourth. So the zawj and the zawja can never be decreased just because of dhawul arham. So it's as if the husband and the wife are saying to dhawul arham, bint, you should be lucky you're even getting anything. Forget about taking us to the lower level. You're lucky you're actually getting anything. Right? So for example, bint. Go 3 levels down. She's going to inherit, sah? Lakin does she take the zawj and the zawja down from the higher to the lower? La. Lakin the ashab al-furud and the ashab al-asabat, they do. So that third qa'idah is pretty simple. The husband and the wife with the dhawul arham, those people that are not your ashab al-furud and your asabat, they can never get the lower rate of their 2 portions. You thought what? Sorry? Sorry, say that again? I was under the impression when it comes to into the when you have about صح لا صحيح, you're right, لكن كل قريب, your zawja, how are they related? خلاص, they're through nikah, not through nasab. Same as Rad. Remember when we were on Rad? Who gets Ashab al-Furud? They all get Rad, apart from Zawj and Zawja. 2 what? Yeah, 2 granddaughters. 2 granddaughters will get thuluthan. No, you know what? There's no, from what I remember, there's no awl with the Dhawul Arham. There's no awl with the Dhawul Arham. So they get whatever is left. Like we're going to see that in the 5, we're going to give 5 scenarios, inshallah. What you just done is called jumping the gun. Right. If you go to page, I don't know, it's not numbered for some reason, لكن أمثلة على أحوال ميراث ذوي الأرحام. طيب. Okay, we're now going to go into examples, which is the practical side of it. Whatever we've just done now is the al-janib al-fiqhi. طيب. First scenario. طيب, the first scenario. اقرأ عبد الله. Or someone read. What is the first scenario? لا I'm talking about the قاعدة. The قاعدة is on the top. لا, go to the next one. أمثلة على أحوال. الأول أن يكون الموجود من ذوي الأرحام فقط. There's one person left. Hold on. You just put yourselves on the spot. There were notes that were sent out on Thursday. Did you print out the Thursday ones? You didn't print out the Thursday ones. Did anyone print out the Thursday ones? And the 2 students, 3 students. Naam, that one. No, let's try. Believe it or not, when you get notes and they get sent to you, they actually mean that we're going to study them in the next class. Okay, if there's shakhs wahid, if there's one person, for example, you die or your neighbor dies and he leaves behind bint. There's no one else. A man dies or a woman dies, they leave behind bint. What does she get? Huh? Jami'ul mal. She gets everything. Why? Because there's no one else to give it to. Khalas. You die or your neighbor dies and he leaves behind the amma. What does she get? Jami'ul mal. Your neighbor dies and he leaves behind one khal. Your neighbor dies. Khalas, you die then. One person dies and they leave behind a khal. Jami'ul mal. So the first scenario is when there's no one else but Dhawul Arham. Is that understood? Sah? Any questions on that? There should be no questions, because if someone dies, Ashab al-Furud, alone, person dies, he leaves behind the mother, what does she get? Jami' al-mal. He leaves behind the father. Jami' al-mal, khalas. Is that understood? طيب. The second mas'ala. طيب. The second mas'ala is أن يكونوا جماعة مدلين بشخص واحد. طيب. 2 things that we want to pay attention to here. They are a jama'ah. There's a group of them. There's a group of Dhawil Arham. However, they're related to you via shakhs wahid, through one person. What do? They split their wealth in between them. They split the inheritance between them. For example, you leave behind bint, ibn, bint. Right. First and foremost, how are these people related to you? Through your bint, khalas. They are related to you through your bint. Okay? What should we do? the mal is going to be distributed between them equally. Excellent. 3, the mas'ala is going to be min thalatha. 1, 1, 1. Why is that? They are jama'ah. They are a jama'ah. There's a group of them. 3 siblings who are children of your daughter. Okay? So we apply the qa'idah bitanzil, sah? Where have we put them from? Into نزلهم أو ننزلهم in the position of their daughter. So that's how they're related through you. Anyhow, what do we give them? The wealth equally. Why are we giving them equally though? Huh? Excellent. They're group, they're same level, and same direction. The direction of what? The direction is the bint. And they are a group. The previous mas'ala was what? Bint. And she gets jami' al-mal. So this is the first scenario, and this is the second scenario. طيب. You have, مثلا, a person dies, he leaves behind a amma, 3 aunties. His dad's 3 full sisters. Call it 4. طيب. How do we split the wealth? The ammat, what are they called? Ashab al-furud, or asabat, or dhawul arham. They're related through the womb. What do we need to do here? How do we split the wealth? Equally among them. 1, 1, 1, 1. But why? They are a jama'ah, they are a group. However, although they are a group, but they're coming at you from one direction. And that direction is your father's direction. Father. How are you related to your auntie? Your paternal auntie? Between you and your father. She connects you. Or he connects you. Did you have a question? Sorry. Any questions on that? خلاص. طيب. 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 Okay. This one requires a bit of thinking. طيب. أن تختلف قرابتهم. So they're related to, the way they're related to you is different. Although the jiha is one actually. No, the jiha is one. The jiha is one. Lakin, the qaraba that they have to you is different. For example, one is your father's full sister. So you die, or a person dies, they leave behind a amma, who's their father's full sister, a amma, who's their father's half sister from the ab, and amma, who's their father's أخ أخت لأب, أخت لأم عفوا, أخت لأم. The akhawat and the akhawat, how many types were they? 3. What are they? شقيقة, لأب, and لأم. صح? طيب. So you die and you leave behind your father's full sister, your father's half sister from the father's side, and your father's half sister from the mother's side. So no, these people are 3 different people. In and of themselves, they're different. Lakin they're related to you through one person. So the jiha is still wahid. Okay? And then you have you. What should we do here? We're gonna carry out the mas'ala as if the deceased is your father. As if your father is the one that's passed away. For example, you're here. Zayd, who's your father, he's the one that connects you with all of these women. All of these aunties of yours. Who's the one that connects you? Zayd. Ahmed is here. That's you. You pass away. Obviously, Zayd, your father passed away years ago, because if he was there, then no one else would come into the picture. However, Ahmed passes away and he only leaves behind these 3 aunties. He leaves behind these 3 aunties. Okay? What do we do? In this case, go on. Excellent. We basically make the deceased to be Zayd, as if he has passed away. Or in other words, you put yourself in the position of the deceased. So you can say, this is a mini Ahmed, for example. Ahmed, you've put yourself in the position of Zayd. So these women, what is the relationship between your amma and your father? Sister. You can am shaqiq, amma shaqiqa, khalas. Just put it over here. Your amma li'ab, for your father. She comes as عفوا أخت شقيقة صحيح. أخت شقيقة. The amma li'ab for you is your father's أخت li'ab. And this person is going to be أخت li'um. So this is the new mas'ala. This is what you're dealing with now. This was the old mas'ala. This basically just shows the relationship between you and these people that have passed away. This shows the relationship between you and the people that are alive, right? And the person connecting you with Zayd. So you're going on as if Zayd is the one that has passed away. It's not even you. You're going on as if it's Zayd that has passed away. If Zayd passes away, what does he leave behind? He leaves behind one ukht shaqiqa. To you it's amma, but to him it's what? His sister. To you it's amma, but to him it's his ukht li'ab. To you it's your amma, lakin to him it's your طيب. Based on that, we just split this mas'ala as it is now. So imagine if there's ukht shaqiqa, what does she get? Nisf. What does she get? Ukht li'ab? Sudus. What does the ukht li'um get? Because she's on her own. Asl al-mas'ala 6. This person 3. Khalas. Is that understood? طيب. Who can explain this table to me? I'll go again.
Basically like what we did before,
Core?
you know when we did Asaba,
Hmm?
they differ in closeness.
Hmm.
The core, if that's different, but they come from the same direction.
Yeah, it's actually written on the Mudhakkar, you're right. So in terms of jiha, direction, are they not the same? They're coming from your father's direction. But in terms of quwwa, in terms of how close they are they the same to your father? No. Who's closer to you? Your full sister, or your half sister from your father's side, or your half sister from your mother's side? Your full sister, shaqiqa, is obviously closer to you. So in terms of closeness, na'am. But the only reason why that is not said with, because they are Ashab al-Furud, the Ikhwa al-Umm. Right. So here what has happened is Ahmed has passed away. He has left behind 3 aunties. These 3 aunties, okay, are related to his father through one of them being his shaqiqa, your father's shaqiqa, your father's ukht li'ab, and your father's ukht li'um. Okay. So Ahmed, when he dies, he doesn't know how to distribute that. He says, I love you all, I don't know what to do. But that's not going to work because we need to split the mal. So what we do is we take it out of your hands. We're going to go on as if it's your father that's passed away. And because your father's passed away, we're going to look at the relationship between these people and your father. And then we're going to put it into the process, and then we're going to come out with the connection or the relationship that your father has to these women. His ukht shaqiqa, his ukht li'ab, and his ukht li'um. Once we do that, khalas, it's easy to solve the mas'ala. It's easy to solve the mas'ala. Now, the direction could be different though. You can say the direction can be different in some way, because the reason why the amma wouldn't block them is because there's a amma li'ab and there's a amma li'um. She would technically block those people that she's not on the same level as. But these guys, she's on the same level as them. She's on the same level as them. She can't block them. She can block his auntie, Zayd's auntie, which is technically her auntie as well. So she can block her auntie. But why can't she block these? They're on the same level as her. Remember when we said bint, 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 and ibn, bint, bint. They were all on the same level. They're a jama'ah. Say that again? Wouldn't the shaqiq does block the li'ab. But why? La, because men are greedy. Well, not obviously technically men are not greedy. Like men are different. The inheritance of men differs to the inheritance of women. Have you seen men that get thuluthan? La. If there's akh shaqiq and akh li'ab, what does the akh li'ab get here? Nothing. But if there's ukht shaqiqa and ukht li'ab, what does the ukht li'ab get? This. Huh? So, what did she get? If who comes together? This? Like that? No. You can't be asking me what they get here now. We've studied that years ago. You can't be asking me what these people get now. You should already know. Who? Sahih. Who gets thuluthan lakin? Thuluthan. Sahih, you're right. What is a sudus and a nisf? These two. This is called takminatu thuluthan. So technically here, the ukht shaqiqa and the ukht li'ab, they have taken a thuluthan. The she's a sahibatu fard anyway. She's never included with them. She's always got her own inheritance. The akh li'um and the ukht li'um, they've got their own inheritance. They either inherit a third or a sudus. Right? No, they can't be. We're going to study that in Hawashi, but the Hawashi don't block one another from the female side. Okay? But lakin the ukht li'um, okay, there were 3 conditions for them to inherit a sudus or thulus. The lack of asl, father, the lack of child, whether it's bint or ibn. And one of them for a sudus, or 2 of them or more for a thuluth. طيب. خلاص. طيب, next مسألة, or a similar one to that. خلاص. الأم. put the there instead of the father. Okay? So there will be your khala طيب. A person passes away, Ahmed passes away, and he leaves behind the khala shaqiqa and a what? Khala li ab and a khala li طيب. Exactly the same thing. What do? We go on as if who has passed away? The And then we put her, we do another mas'ala. That mas'ala we're going to look at. Imagine if she passed away. What has she left behind? She's left behind the nukht shaqiqa. Consider this as a washing machine, right? And you come out on the other side. What has she left behind? Ukht shaqiqa, ukht li ab, and ukht li Khalas. That's your mas'ala. You've just got to deal with it like that. Khal. Nothing. We'll leave it like that. Lakin, that's actually a good point, because when we put it over onto this side, akh shaqiq. However, remember when we said they're equal. Yeah. Khal shaqiq and khal li ab, like we have now. Khal. Yeah. One from the mother's and one from the father's side. Like, we're coming to that. That's the next mas'ala. Now we're talking about bishakhsin wahid, with one person. The mas'ala you're talking about is the next one, the third mas'ala or the fourth mas'ala. Is that understood? Basically, we look at the people that have died. If they are related to the deceased through one person, mudlina bishakhsin wahid, they're related to you through one person. They are all related to you through one person. Who connects you and your khal and your khal? The So it's one person. Mudlina bishakhsin wahid. So what do? We put them into لا, it was this one, wasn't it? نعم. Shakhs wahid, they're related to you through shakhs wahid. Therefore you put the jama'ah over here as if he's the person that has passed away. And then you give them whatever they inherit. However, bear in mind that there's no difference between the ab or male and female. There's no lidhakar مثل حظ الأنثيين. As لا. No. خال الشقيقة لا. خال الشقيقة خال الأب. No, keep it as it was. Just bear that قاعدة in mind. What was the أخ شقيق? لا, I think that mas'ala that you're going to mention is going to come somewhere along the line. جماعة مدلين بشخص واحد. كأنه ما تعلم. طيب. لا, for now take it as it is a khala. Yeah. No, leave it as amma for now and leave it as khala for now. And you okay, طيب. Like, have you understood it when it's khala? خلاص, leave it at that for now. And let's move on to the next مسألة. الرابع أن يكون الموجود من ذوي الأرحام جماعة مدلين بجماعة. طيب. This is the مسألة the sister was asking now. Abdullah, read the foot, but you don't have the foot. Go on. What number are we on now? الرابع صح? Did I delete this one then? I didn't write the first one, so this is technically number 3. I didn't write the first one down. Go on. أن يكون الموجود من ذوي الأرحام جماعة مدلين بجماعة. مدلين بجماعة. طيب. So now the jiha تختلف. The jiha is different, okay? So you've got, for example, amma, khala, and there's another person in the jadwal, bint. طيب. طيب. How is your amma related to you? Through the ab. How is your khala related to you? How is this person, your bint related to you? Bint. طيب. So the whole point of this, أن يكون الموجود من ذوي الأرحام. They're ذوي الأرحام. You've left behind the am, a khala, and bint. But they are a jama'ah. They themselves are a jama'ah, meaning there's more than one of them. طيب. So you've got 3 here. مدلين بجماعة. And they're related to you through a jama'ah. Remember the previous one, we only had what here? The ab or the or the bint. Lakin now Ahmed has passed away. Ahmed passes away. He leaves a amma, a khala, and he leaves behind bint. The Dhawul Arham are coming at him from all directions. Before they were coming at him from one jiha wahida, or there was only one of them. However, now they're coming at him from the father's side, the mother's side, the daughter's side. We can't say to them, "No, you're not getting anything." But what do? We've written down the person that connects them, and then we distribute the mas'ala according to this. So, for example, your father would get what? Baqi or sudus. Let's say sudus. It's the same thing, baqi or sudus. The gets sudus. The bint gets nisf. طيب. أصل المسألة. There's going to be radd in this mas'ala, isn't there? Huh? Is there going to be radd in this mas'ala? There's asaba, it can't be. There's the ab there. طيب, what's the asl mas'ala? Let's just testing you out. Go. Asl mas'ala 6. Father. Start with the bint. 1, 3. 1. This person here. Baqi. The baqi happens to be what? 2. Khalas. So we've basically, the jama'ah that they're related to you through, the person that they are related to you through, then put them here. Put them where? Put them in the middle, and then create a new mas'ala. So the first column is who? Consists of who? Dhawul Arham. The second column consists of the connection between you and the person that's passed away, or you and the person that is alive, or you and the Dhawul Arham. The third column is what? تقسيم المسألة. تقسيم المسألة. طيب. So they are a jama'ah, there's a group of your Dhawul Arham, and they're related to you through one person, or through a jama'ah, they're related to you from different directions. Because they're related to you from different directions, they don't block one another. So what do we do here? We distribute the wealth based on the person that connected you. خلاص. طيب. Last مسألة. If there's, what have we studied so far? If there's a zawj or zawjan. If there's a zawj or zawjan, the fifth one is what? Read out the fifth one. أن يكون مع ذوي الأرحام أحد الزوجين. كون الزوج نصيبه كاملا طيب وباقي التركة تقسم خلاص. Who remembers Rad? What was the last scenario for Rad? Or there were two scenarios for Rad. One where there's أحد الزوجين and one there's not أحد الزوجين. طيب. Here we've got ذوي الأرحام and we've got زوجان. Remember what we said about, let's say a person leaves behind 10,000. Remember when we said about the zawj and the zawj, the ahkam. What were the ahkam that we learned about half an hour ago? They're غير محجوب. Their nasib doesn't decrease. Their nasib doesn't decrease. They get the higher rate. طيب. So what we do, we give the zawj or the zawja their right, their nasib. Then whatever is left we distribute amongst ذوي الأرحام. مثلا زوج بنت. What does the zawj get here? Nisf. Why though? Does it not get rubu'? There's a child here. ذوي الأرحام. That is ذوي الأرحام. What does she get here? أصل المسألة 2 1 1 خلاص. لكن if they are a group, so we can say that, we can distribute it like that because there'll be no, it won't harm the zawj in any way. It won't harm the zawj in any way. Go on. Not everybody else it can't decrease the zawj and the zawjan. It can't decrease the zawj and the zawjan. If there were any ashab al-fard in the first place, they wouldn't even come into it. Give me a sahib al-fard. Jadda. Bint. What does Jadda get here? Sudus. Someone says Sudus. What does the bint get? Who doesn't get into the picture? The bint doesn't get into it. Remember, did we not study the conditions for them to, the ta'rif? نعم. كل قريب لا يرث بالفرد ولا تحسيب. لا. Did we not study the shurud? نعم, that there's no صاحب الفرد, there's not a person that gets fard, and there's no what? Asaba. خلاص. So for example, if you leave behind the and the amma, are we going to say we're going to put the amma in the position of the father? Huh? No. So here we give the mother what? Jami'ul mal. We're not going to say we're going to take the amma to the father's position. Why? Because Aslan she's Dawul Furud, Dawul Arham, and Dawul Arham never come into it unless there's no Ashabul Furud and no Ashabul Asabat except for the Zawj or the Zawjan. And why are the Zawj and the Zawjan included here? Because they're not Qaraba, they're not related to Furiya. So that is one Suratul Mas'ala. That is one. What about if you leave behind a Zawja Amma, Khala. Who's going to do this masala? And they leave behind 10k. Zawja will get a ruba'. So, don't even include, okay, طيب. Zawja will get a ruba'. Give her ruba'. Give her share. 10k. One ruba' of 10k. طيب. She takes that. Khalas. Whatever is left, you distribute it amongst these people accordingly. So imagine your amma is here and your khala is here. What we're going to do? Is there another line that we should put here? طيب. Who? Ab and Ab, طيب. So we've got 7,000 to distribute also, to distribute amongst these people. What we're going to give them? The there's only ab and so the ab gets baqi. Ask the masala. 3, 2, 1. خلاص. So if there is a zawj or a zawja, you give them their higher rate of the zakah, of the mirath, and then whatever is left to play with, you give it to Dhawul Furud. Gone? No, you don't do the asl mas'ala for the whole. You don't do the asl mas'ala for the whole. Well, you can if there's a shabaka, the tariqah, you can obviously go the long way of rad, but there's no reason to do that. Like we studied in rad. Basically, if you remember rad, just do what we've done in rad here, which is what? Give the zawja her right, or the zawj his right, and it will always be nisf or rubu'. They won't get the lower portion. Once you've taken them out the picture, whichever of the dhawil arham you're left with, khala, bint, amma, whoever it may be, that's who you're playing with. طيب. What about if we have bint? What does she inherit now, the bottom person? Huh? Why? Naam, she's blocked. She does the hajb of her because they're from the same direction. Khalas. Dhawul mirath. Dhawul arham. Any questions on that? Before we go to hajb. Hajj is a lot more exciting and a lot easier.